morning students. Today we are going to discuss about another new ratio that is coming under the efficiency ratio or activity ratio. What is that? Creditors or payables turnover ratio. What is that? Creditors or payable turnover ratio. So what is who is a creditor? Someone who supply the goods on credit are known as what? Creditors. They generally supply the raw material to us. They are the creditors. Okay. So creditors or payable turnover ratio. So what is that ratio? Indicates how many times the creditors are being turned to your organization. That is known as creditor turnover ratio. So creditor turnover ratio we can calculate with the particular formula. By using this particular formula we can calculate the creditors turnover ratio. Okay. So creditors turnover ratio we can calculate net credit purchases. What is that? Net credit purchases divided by net credit purchases divided by average average trade payables. Okay, net credit purchases divided by average trade payable. So under what is trade payable? Trade payable is nothing but it is sundry creditors plus bills payable. Trade creditors, payables are nothing but it is the sundry creditor plus bills payable. So the creditor turnover ratio can be calculated with the formula net credit purchases divided by average trade payable. So whenever we are purchasing any kind of goods on credit basis, then sundry creditor will arises. Okay, so how many times in a particular year the creditors are being turned up in your business, that is the important. So sometime we can tell more will be the creditor turnover ratio, better is the business. Okay, because you are purchasing the raw material from him regularly, that raw material is converted into the sales again converted into cash, ultimately the process goes on. So sometime we can tell that the creditor turnover ratio, if it is high, if it is good also. But another ratio we have to calculate, okay, just is parallel to this creditor turnover ratio, that is average payment period, okay, or average payment period ratio, that is APP. What is how to calculate average payment period ratio? It can be calculated number of working days in a year divided by that creditor turnover ratio you are calculated already. Okay, the same formula you have to use, the creditor turnover ratio. Okay, that is creditor turnover ratio or payable turnover ratio, same. So what do you understand by average payment period or average payment period ratio? It tells that within how many days gap you are paying to your supplier. If you are frequently paying to your supplier, if you are regularly paying to your supplier, that means your liquidity position is quite good. But if you are taking lesser time to pay to the particular sundry creditors or the supplier, that means that what it happens, you are not having better credit policy, you are not able to enjoy the credit period, because within less time you are committed to pay whatever the raw material you are purchasing on credit basis to your supplier. So that's why it is not advisable for you that within short period of time you have to pay to the particular creditor whatever the payment. So that depends upon you. So if you are paying regularly, if the average payment period is low, then we can indicate that within a short period, within a few days, you are able to make commitment towards your sundry creditors or the supplier from whom you purchase the raw material. Okay, that means your liquidity position is quite good. We can interpret another way that if the particular average payment period is low also, then we can that indicates that as a firm you are not enjoying the credit period you are arranging the fund to make the payment to your supplier. So that is also another side of this particular average payment period interpretation. But this is the formula, number of working days in a year divided by the creditor turnover ratio or the payable turnover ratio. How to calculate creditor turnover ratio or payable turnover ratio? That is net credit purchase divided by average trade payable. What is trade payable? Sundry creditors plus bills payable is known as what? Trade payable or trade creditor, sometime we can tell. Let's write a question, then we can understand what is this. Total purchases, this is a question we are going to solve. Total purchases. As more and more problem you can solve, so there will be better understanding of this particular subject. Okay, so total purchases, then case purchases. Always whenever we are considering, while calculating the debtors turnover ratio or creditor turnover ratio, the case transaction we should not take into consideration. Only the credit transaction we have to consider. Okay, so total purchases the 4 lakh, then case purchases how much? 50,000. It is written included in above. So if the farm is selling 4 lakh of total purchases, if the farm is purchasing 4 lakh, out of those 4 lakh, how much the case purchase? That is the 50,000. Then how much the purchase return? Purchase return means you purchase and return. That is around 20,000. So 4 lakh is the total purchase, case purchase this much, purchase return this much. Then if you find 4 lakh minus 70,000, so 3,30,000 will be your net purchases. Then creditors at the end. Creditors at the end will be 60,000. Then bills payable at the end. Bills payable at the end is equal to 20,000. Then reserve for discount on creditors, that is given in the question, 5,000. Then it is given take 365 days in a year. We have to take 365 days in a year. So what is asked in this particular question? You have to calculate average payment period. From this question we have to calculate average payment period. So how to calculate the average payment period? Just check it everybody, how to calculate the average payment period. First of all, what is the credit purchases? What is the credit purchases? So credit purchases, as I told, 4 lakh is the total purchases, credit purchases. 4 lakh is the total purchase. Out of that, the case purchases is this much, and the purchase return is how much? 20,000. So how much the credit purchases? 4 lakh minus 70,000. So 3,30,000. 3,30,000 will be your credit purchases. Then how to calculate the payable turnover ratio? The payable turnover ratio, or we can say creditor turnover ratio. Okay, why we are calculating the payable turnover ratio? Because average payment period, the formula for average payment period equal to number of days in a year divided by creditor turnover ratio. Okay, so as here creditor turnover ratio is required, so we have to calculate the creditor turnover ratio. So creditor turnover ratio is net credit purchases divided by average trade payable. Okay, net credit purchases how much? That is 3,30,000 given. Then how much the average trade payables? Look at how much the average trade payable. We have to calculate the average trade payable. So as there is no such opening and closing of trade, we can say here only creditors at the end given, bills payable at the end given, there is no such 2 years given. So that's why we have to take 60,000 plus 20,000. This 60,000 is what? The 60,000 is the sundry creditor and the bill payable is how much? 20,000. So 3 lakh by 3,30,000. So ultimately what came? 3,30,000 divided by 80,000. So how much ultimately you got for the creditor turnover ratio? That is 4.13 times. Always we have to mention the creditor turnover ratio in times. As how many times it has to turn up, how many times in a particular year the creditor are turned up in a particular year of a particular company, that is how much? 4.13 times. Thereafter our objective is to calculate the average payment period. What is that? We have to calculate average payment period. The formula for average payment period we written number of days in a year, that is given in the question 365. Then creditor turnover ratio we calculated now through 365 by 4.13. So approximately how much? 88 days. What do you understand by 88 days? So always the average payment period is mentioned on days. How to interpret? That means within 80 days you have to make payment to your creditors. For every 88 days you have to make payment to your creditor. एक पेमेंट से दूसरे पेमेंट का जो आपका जो सैलरी क्रेडिट का अंतर कितना है? 88 days. Okay, so this is known as what? Every average payment period. Okay, hope you got this particular question. Thereafter we have to go another question. Look at, so what is given in the question? Annual credit purchases. What is given? Annual credit purchases. That is given. That is around 6,80,000. It is given. Thereafter, creditors on 1st April. Okay, creditors on 1st April 2014. That is around 80,000. Thereafter, creditors on 31st March 2015. That is 60,000. Okay, the take, it is written take 360 days in a year. So what we have to calculate? It is asked to calculate the payable turnover ratio and average payment period. So how to calculate the payable turnover ratio? So payable turnover ratio can be calculated. Okay, credit purchases. Okay, annual credit purchases. Annual credit purchase, that is how much? 6,80,000 divided by what? Divided by this. Okay, divided by what? Average trade payables. So how to calculate average trade payables? Look at creditor at the 1st April, that is given 80,000. Then 60,000 it is given. We have to divide it by 2. So 6,80,000. So this is 70,000. So payable turnover ratio that is 9.71 times. उसके बाद एवरेज पेमेंट पीरियड, how to calculate average payment period? That is number of days in a year, that is given, that is 360, not 360 divided by 9.71. So how much you are getting? You are getting around 37 days. Okay, so this is the way you have to proceed for the calculation of payable turnover ratio and average payment period. Okay, payable turnover ratio is net credit purchases divided by what? The average trade payables and average payment period equal to number of days in a year divided by payable turnover ratio. Okay. Thereafter we have to go another concept, that is working capital turnover ratio. Okay, this is very much important. So what is working capital turnover ratio? So first of all, what is working capital? Working capital in mathematically, working capital is nothing but the difference between current asset and current liability. Okay, so mathematically the difference between current asset and current liability is known as what? Working capital. Okay, so what is working capital turnover ratio? Working capital turnover ratio means how many number of times in a particular year the working capital is turned. Working capital means what? How much amount of money you are investing your current asset, how much how much amount of money you are investing in your current asset. Your current asset should be sufficient enough to pay your short-term obligations or to pay your current liability. Okay, so working capital turnover ratio can be calculated on this particular formula: cost of sales, or cost of, we can say cost of sales, or revenue from operation, divided by cost of sales or revenue from operation divided by average working capital. So this is the formula you have to go for while calculating this working capital turnover ratio. So working capital means what? The difference between current asset and current liability. And working capital का मतलब क्या है? You have to keep minimum amount of money in your pocket so that you are able to purchase the raw material, so that you can able to pay wages to your labor, so that you should bear the transportation cost, so that you can able to bear for the advertisements. So your current asset investment is known as what? Working capital. And your current asset, whatever the money you are investing, that is sufficient enough to pay your current liability or short-term obligation. So how many number of times in a particular year that working capitals are being turned is known as working capital turnover ratio. Higher is the working capital turnover ratio, better or the efficient is the particular firm. Okay. So let's go for a question. So what is the question given? Case given, that is 10,000. What is the case given? 10,000. Then bills receivable, that is around 5,000. Okay, all are in rupees. Okay, then sundry debtors, it is given how much? 25,000. Then stocks given 20,000. Thereafter sundry creditors given 30,000. Then cost of revenue from operation, that is given cost of revenue from operation, that is given how much? 1 lakh. That is cost of revenue from operation, that is how much? 1,50,000. So what is asked? Calculate working capital turnover ratio. What is asked? Calculate the working capital turnover ratio. What is the formula of working capital turnover ratio? We know the formula: cost of sales or revenue from operation whole divided by average working capital. Okay, so cost of sales or revenue from operation, that is given in the question. Only thing is we have to calculate the average working capital. Okay, so how to calculate average working capital? So usually while calculating the average, we are adding x plus y by 2, that is opening plus closing by 2. But in this case, in working capital, while calculation, we should not use that one. We have to do what? We have to use this particular formula. Okay, so how to do, everybody? So working capital turnover ratio, that is revenue from operation divided by average working capital. Okay, so we know already what is the revenue from operation. Only thing is that we have to calculate average working capital. Okay, in this case we should not add and divided it by 2. Okay, so simply we have to calculate the working capital. Working capital is nothing but the current asset minus current liability. Which are the current asset? First of all we have to find out. So which are the current assets? This sundry debtor, stock, bills receivable, cash. These all are what? Current assets. So this 20, 25, 5, 10. So these all we have to add. Then how much we are getting? The current asset will be how much? 60,000. How you got 60,000? Cash, bills receivable, sundry debtor and stock. And what is the current liability? Current liability is having only the current liability, that is sundry creditors given in the question, that is 30,000. So you just to make minus of this current liability from current asset. So that is 60 minus 30,000, that is how much? 30,000 is your working capital or average working capital. So revenue from operation that is given in the question 1,50,000, and how much your average working capital you got? That is 30,000. Okay, so that is how much you will get, that is 5 times. Means in a particular year there is 5 times the working capital is done in a particular business. So this is known as what, everybody? Working capital turnover ratio. This is very much important problem. So now we have to go for another question. There we have to, so it is given inventory turnover ratio. We have to go for this particular problem. Okay, this is a bigger problem, and so that you can understand everything that we did yesterday, last class and today's class. Okay, so what are the information given? Inventory turnover ratio is 6 times. This is the question we are writing. Then gross profit ratio, gross profit ratio. So gross profit ratio कितना दिया है? That is 20% on sales, 20% on sales. उसके बाद थर्ड इंफॉर्मेशन क्या मौजूद है? रेवेन्यू, that is sales for the year ended 31st March equal to 3 lakh. Thereafter, closing inventory is rupees 10,000 more than the opening inventory. Opening inventory, इसका मतलब क्या है? क्लोजिंग इन्वेंट्री 10,000 मारो, अगर ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री x है तो क्लोजिंग इन्वेंट्री x प्लस 10,000 है. Then opening trade payables equal to 20,000. Then closing trade payables $30,000. These are all in rupees. Then trade receivables at the end. Trade receivables at the end, that is rupees 60,000. Then net working capital, net working capital, that is rupees 50,000. Then we have to find out. So what are the things we have to find out? Exclusively this question: average inventory, average inventory. Thereafter the second bit, purchases. We have to calculate the purchases. Then bit C, we have to go for payables turnover ratio. Then bit D, average payment period, average payment period, then average collection period, and the last one is working capital turnover ratio. Working capital turnover ratio. Okay, this is the question. Inventory turnover ratio given, gross profit ratio given, that is 20% on sales, okay, of a particular company. So we have to calculate the average inventory, purchases, payable turnover ratio, average payment period, average collection period, working capital turnover ratio. So how to deal with this particular problem? The first thing we have to calculate is average inventory. Okay, before that, look at, we know the average inventory. Okay, there is an information given, inventory turnover ratio. The how to calculate inventory turnover ratio, that is cost of goods sold by average inventory. Okay, cost of goods sold by average inventory. So how to calculate the cost of goods sold, that is sales minus gross profit. Okay, sales minus gross profit करने से क्या आएगा, cost of goods sold आएगा. Okay, पहले sales ये आंसर कर रहा हूँ मैं. Okay, sales कितना दिया है, that is revenue, that is sales, that is 3 लाख. Then gross profit कितना दिया है, that is 20% on sale, 20% on sales. Sales कितना दिया है, 3 लाख दिया है. So 3 lakh, so 3 lakh by 5, then gross profit is how much, that is 60,000. So sales minus gross profit, we know what is that, 3 lakh minus 60,000, 3 lakh minus 60,000. So how much, 2 lakh 40,000 is your, okay, sales minus gross profit. So sales minus cost, sales minus gross profit का मतलब क्या है, cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold आपका कितना आया, 2,40,000. Okay, it is not asked in the question but it is required. Then inventory turnover ratio. What is inventory turnover ratio? That is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. Okay, cost of goods sold by average inventory. We have to calculate the average inventory, and how much the inventory turnover ratio given at the top, that is 6 given, and how much the cost of goods sold given in the we calculated 2,40,000 by average inventory. So आपका average inventory कितना आएगा, so 6 into average inventory equal to 2,40,000. So average inventory will be 2,40,000 by 6. So how much the average inventory you got, 40,000. The average inventory what we got here is the 40,000. Okay, so first bit is over. Next bit is we have to calculate the purchases. So also we know the cost of goods sold is what, opening of inventory, purchase of inventory minus closing of inventory. So cost of goods sold also we know, opening of inventory, purchase of inventory and closing of inventory. Okay, so what is the cost of goods sold given? So opening of inventory we have to find out and closing of inventory we have to find out. Okay, so average inventory, how much we got, 40,000. That opening inventory, we can tell opening inventory O, opening inventory, we have to write opening inventory as O, and closing inventory, what is the information regarding the closing inventory? The here written the closing inventory is 10,000 more than the opening inventory. So the closing inventory means what, O plus 10,000. Okay, O plus 10,000 is the closing inventory. So how to calculate the average inventory? Average inventory कैसे calculate किया जाता है? We know opening inventory plus closing inventory by 2. Already we got the average inventory is how much, 40,000. Okay, so we can write O plus, आपका C कितना है, closing inventory कितना है, O plus 10,000, O plus 10,000 by 2. So this is 80 cross multiplication. So 2O plus 10,000 equal to 2O, this is 2O, not 20. This is 2O plus 10,000 equal to 80. So 70,000 equal to 2O, then O equal to 72,000 by 2, that is 35,000. So how much the opening inventory you got? 35,000. The opening inventory you got is what? 35,000. Then what is the closing inventory? That is information given. The closing inventory should be the more than 10,000 of the opening inventory. So closing inventory will be 35,000 plus 10,000. So how much the closing inventory you got? 45,000. So opening inventory is 35,000, whereas closing inventory is what? 45,000. Okay. So यहाँ पे ये क्यों चाहिए? क्योंकि हमें पता है कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड इज ओपनिंग स्टॉक प्लस परचेजेस माइनस क्लोजिंग स्टॉक. ओके, ओपनिंग स्टॉक प्लस परचेजेस माइनस क्लोजिंग स्टॉक. ओके, so for this cost of goods sold we calculated already 2,40,000. okay, opening of inventory is how much? 35,000. Then purchases we have to keep, and closing of inventory is how much? 45,000. okay, then the purchases will be 2,40,000, then 35,000 plus 45,000. so ultimately how much the purchases you will get? The purchases will be 2,50,000. 2,50,000. so this is the purchases you got. okay, this is 2,50,000. this is minus 35 plus 45, that is plus 10,000. so 2,40,000 plus 10, that is P, how much? 2,50,000. so second bit भी आपका over हो गया. what is the second bit? as purchases. then next bit it is as the payable turnover ratio. payable turnover ratio. how to calculate payable turnover ratio? annual credit purchases or net annual credit purchases divided by average trade payable. average trade payable. so net annual credit purchases divided by average trade payable will be your payable turnover ratio. that is the C bit it is asked. so how to calculate net annual credit purchases? how to calculate? okay, so we can assume that whatever the sales happen, that is happen in terms of what? credit. okay, ओके यहाँ पे एनुअल क्रेडिट परचेजेस दिया है. हाउ मच? एनुअल क्रेडिट परचेजेस. सो यहाँ पे 2,40,000 okay plus 10,000, then how much you are getting? that is not 25 lakh, this is 2,50,000. okay, 2,40,000, this is plus 10,000, that is 2,50,000. so what is net annual credit purchase? already we calculated the net annual credit purchases, that is 2,50,000 divided by average trade payable. so what is trade payable? this is opening trade payable given, closing trade payable given. so opening plus closing divided by 2, so 20,000 plus 30,000 whole divided by 2, so 2,50,000. so 50,000 by 2, that is how much? 25,000. so how much? that is 10 times. so average trade payable is payable turnover ratio equal to net annual credit purchases. whatever the purchase we got, we can assume that is on credit purchases, that is 2,50,000, and average trade payable we calculated the opening plus closing divided by 2. okay, so ultimately we got the payable turnover ratio as how much? 10 times. thereafter it is asked another bit, the D bit average payment period. the formula for average payment period is the number of days in a year divided by number of days in a year divided by the payable turnover ratio. Payable turnover ratio, number of days in a year, that is 365. The payable turnover ratio is 10 times, so 365 by 10, that is around 36.5. We can take as 37 days. मतलब a farm, that means a farm has to take 37 days to make the payment to its supplier. So हमारा जो डी बिट था APP, दैट इज एवरेज पेमेंट पीरियड, वो भी ओवर हो गया. उसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट बिट को आ जाएंगे, दैट इज एवरेज कलेक्शन पीरियड. एवरेज कलेक्शन पीरियड. ओके, सो एवरेज कलेक्शन पीरियड वो पूछा है हमें. सो व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर एवरेज कलेक्शन पीरियड? नंबर ऑफ डेज इन ए ईयर by debtor turnover ratio. Okay, so we have to calculate the debtor turnover ratio. What is debtor turnover ratio? The credit sales average trade receivables. Okay, net credit sales. Okay, so we can say how to calculate. So how much the credit sales we can make, we made. You can assume that the 3 lakh will be your credit sales. What the average trade receivables? Here the trade receivable at the end given. Only trade receivable at the end given, not trade receivable at the beginning. It is not given. So we can take 60, no problem. So debtor turnover ratio equal to 5 times. इसका मतलब क्या है? How many times in a particular year the debtors are being turned? How many times in a particular year the debtors are being turned up? There is around 5 times. So your average collection period equal to number of days in a year divided by debtor turnover ratio, जो कि अभी हमने कैलकुलेट किया. So ये कैलकुलेट करने के बाद कितना आता है देखिए, that is 73 days. Every 73 days we are able to create our customers. So that is average, we are collecting the money from our customer, that is ACP. Now the last one is working capital turnover ratio. So what is the working capital turnover ratio? That is cost of revenue from operation, divided by net working capital. So cost of revenue from operation or cost of goods sold, we can say, okay, that is around 2,40,000. Cost of goods sold we have to take, or cost of revenue from operation, if it is given in the question, we have to take. Net working capital. So net working capital already given in the question, that is 50,000. So 2,40,000 by 50,000, that is 4.8 times. So एक ईयर में 4.8 टाइम्स, मतलब लगभग एवरेजली 5 टाइम्स द वर्किंग कैपिटल इज बीइंग टर्न्ड अप इन ए पर्टिकुलर ईयर. Okay, so today's class we discuss about the, what is we discuss? The creditor turnover ratio or payable turnover ratio. Okay, creditor turnover ratio, how we are calculating the creditor turnover ratio? That is the net credit purchases divided by average trade payables. Okay, trade payables means sundry creditor we have to take and also bills payable we have to take. Thereafter we calculated the working capital turnover ratio. How to calculate the working capital turnover ratio? That is cost of revenue from operation. If cost of revenue from operation directly is not given in the question, then cost of goods sold you can take divided by net working capital. Working capital is nothing but is the difference between current asset and current liability. This is all about the today's class about the creditor turnover ratio as well as working capital turnover ratio. Okay, whether there is a debtor turnover ratio, we have to take net credit sales divided by average trade receivables. Similarly, creditor turnover ratio or payable turnover ratio, we have to take net credit purchases divided by average trade payables. So we have to take credit item only, not the case things. So this is all about today's class. Thanks for listening.